Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Ashencast, and today, of course, we are back on the Korean server, spectating Mr. Need Her once again. And, well, it's gonna be an interesting match as he will be facing off against a Jace. And if you've any idea of like the VIEGO matchups, you probably know there are some that are easy, some that are hard, and some that can be straight up unplayable. And, well, Jace. Very, very scary one. Indeed. Kind of depends on how the first two levels play out. Jace usually able to move behind the minions, usually able to harass you. And it's a little bit risky always to fight him, but you can. But then, and this is the problem, if you decide to fight him, then you kind of risk getting destroyed on the level 2 and 3. So yeah, we'll see. As right now we're just pulling the minions in. All right. Starting out with some auto attacks here on the backline. You can see that Need Her is playing this very passively, very safe. Now here, he used his Q. And that, whenever he uses his Q, yeah, this is the opening that Jace needs. You can see here, Jace already kind of moving into the minions, pulling the minions into a pocket that allows the wave to stay a little bit further on his side here. It's very interesting, as he's just gonna kind of punish every single minion with an auto. Discharge his W, but he's taking decent amount of damage here from the casters. Casters are your main concern whenever you're trading an enemy. Okay, so here you can see the projectile here, by the way, from Sejuani, which can tell the Jace exactly that Sejuani is close. Switched into melee form here when VIEGO went in. It's finding very strong Tay. It's playing into a very dangerous pocket here, though. As, ooh. Yeah, unfortunately, Flash W is just very good at setting up ganks. And we will find the kill. Kill goes over to Sejuani, but 190 gold. Still go over to VIEGO. As we're going to be able to secure a bit of a gold and EXP lead here. Well, actually, teleport available, so never mind the EXP, but gold is going to be good for sure. Okay, just hope that you don't get cancelled here. Yeah. This is such a greedy recall there. As Jace is actually looping around, looking for the Sejuani here as well. Sejuani will have to give this one up as Need Her. Slightly delayed here on the recall. Nothing too crazy though. Top lane Kindred already doing work. Kindred very good against Reddington in the lane. Seen a couple of those now. Seem to be considered. This is gonna be probably the most ugly Nidalee skin there is. Like, just everything about it. I don't know. Absolutely terrible, but you know, showed it to my girlfriend. She thinks it's cute. I mean, I don't know what I expected, but not necessarily my type of beer. Let's put it that way. I am a German, so why the hell not? Pull out the beer reference. Okay, it's the Nidalee gang coming through here. Nidalee pulling out the flash, and they're not able to secure the kill onto Need Her here, but Need Her still not in a good position here. As the Sejuani is coming in. Yeah, even dashing just to be in range here. And thus, the Jace has to watch out here. Oh, Jace taking a lot of damage. The stun hits, and that is a dead Jace. That is absolutely not what you want here. If Jace just plays this a little bit better, then this could have been such a good position. But at this point, it's just GG. Yeah, Need Her got bailed out of this position. It's not very likely beautiful flash here by the Rakan. Not very likely that they're going to find another opportunity to punish this hard, as Nidalee did use her flash there. just to get enough damage onto Needher. Okay. Ay. Alright, well. DK Saint definitely no slouch of a player. A permanent challenger resident. Definitely quite the player. But so far Needher definitely doing a better job. What you see here with Needher whenever he plays Viego is he plays him very akin to how Dopa would play as well. Is that he just kind of sits back and he just kind of lets the wave come into a favorable position and then just allows the enemy to set up ganks. Can feel pretty bad if you don't have a lot of agency. But then again, right? Sometimes you... Ooh, not a good combo. Sometimes your agency just is getting into the mid game on enough items. Once Blade of the Rune King is complete, we are able to solo kill the Jace. Not the Prowler's Claw Jace, but the Eclipse Jace. And since Prowler's Claw is not... Well, it's technically still a thing, but not the mythic Prowler's Claw anymore. That one was pretty difficult to kill, but this one here is very easily taken down in comparison. Phase Rush actually kind of underrated versus Viego on the Jace. As Viego, of course, needs to stick on top of you. Beautiful short little trade here we found. Took one auto attack too many. But yeah, we're trying to keep the Conqueror stacked. Stacks are falling off now. But trying to keep it stacked and looking for the mistake here. This is very important if you're playing Viego, is to kind of hold on to that Conqueror. And you can see here. Beautiful pickup. The Sejuani Viego ganks are just nasty as hell. And, well, as he holds his W there, of course, the stun timer is also going to be longer. And then it's very easy to hit your ultimate. This is a habit that I just a couple of days ago started adding. Is try to ult whenever something is CC'd. Not necessarily, I mean, yeah, it depends on the situation, but generally... Try to guarantee the hit. Try to guarantee the hit by chaining it with CC. Makes it much more reliable. So here, okay, the Rakan is gonna have to leave. Of course, Rakan, not a champion that is very inhibited by walls. As we place a bit of a low effort ward here on DK Saint's side, but we'll get the plate nonetheless. And we'll find a good amount of damage onto the tower there. As Nidalee looking to take the dragon. She's on a very short timer here. Sejuani arrives. Ooh, this is scary. The ultimate goes wide, unfortunately. Neither able to pick up the Nidalee here, though. And so Nidalee goes down, but the dragon is acquired here for the red team, which is actually pretty good. Although Nidalee losing this much tempo is a bit of an issue. As, well, Nidalee right now in her prime, hit level 6. That is where Nidalee starts to become really, really strong. You can see here also Saint's damage. Starting to get somewhere. Let's need her. Needs 800 gold to complete this item. Probably already has like 300, 400. You can see here that, yeah, the Renekton. Ooh. Bit of a suboptimal slice and dice there. As the Sejuani shows up, and you just have to respect the Sejuani Viego. Q will be dodged. As Nitro is just hovering towards that side, right? Yeah, stopping the recall here. You can kind of guess Saint is trying to clear the wave here so he can't be dove. Beautifully. And we are still fighting this one and apparently are picking up the kill onto Saint here. No transform, by the way. We will instead just deal more damage to Braum and just take that one down as well. So now, the Dominus already popped just to get the aggro, and the pretty safe play here of W into the Nidalee Spear. Works out. As Kindred, little bit of a miss input there, but will be taken down nonetheless here. I think there was no outplay angle for her, but this was good enough of her, of course. As she gets the one trade. It takes down the Nidalee, and I think that the gold, the shutdown, definitely not as good on the Renington as it would have been on something like the Nidalee here, as Nidalee really needs to accelerate at this stage of the game to become relevant in the transition. I see the bot lane seems to be the one weak link of the team so far, so we're gonna see how we are able to influence it. So far, all the fights have been around topside and mid, right? So generally just very topside focused as we're giving up the bot side. Ashe not necessarily a hyper carry though in that way. So definitely not nearly as scary as something like a Jinx or an Aphelios let loose down there with this farm lead. Definitely though, has already two plates under her belt. One more soon to come, as the dragon also went over to the Nidalee. But that, more or less also because of Sejuani's missed R, which, by the way, of course, she was predicting a safe play from the Nidalee, and Nidalee kind of outplayed it, right, with the jump. Alright. So, big shutdown here on Needher, which means he needs to be a little bit careful with this. Has the Blade of the Rune King in hand, so. And also as an item in his inventory. As, yeah, I mean, Sejuani's able to do a lot of things here. Yeah, these super short trades, this is how, yeah, beautiful. This is how Jace wins, right? If Needher is able to get maybe another Q auto in there, then all of a sudden we have an issue. Not like that. This Needher taking a lot of punishment here. He's hovering towards the top side. But now that Sejuani shows herself, we know that this is an isolated 1v1. And you can see Saint playing around that. Has a little bit of an opening here to poke out a little bit. Just need to leave here. As beautiful bait in here. And you can see the extended trades always go in favor of Needher from this point on. Saint, of course, doesn't quite know the damage of a fed Viego that is level 10 already. But, well, you know, I respect it. He tried to go for a kill. His life not really worth that much, so why the hell not, right? Here's Needher. Even more money under his belt. 600 gold shutdown on his head, which means he's gonna have to play very, very safe here. Yeah, again, on the enemy team, only Ashe really there, and she has the Braum as a bit of a frontliner, but I'm expecting just a little bit too little frontline slash fighting power here onto the Kindred, onto the Viego. I don't know. It seems like this is going to be a little bit of a difficult one to play out here for the red team, but we'll see. Maybe the Ashe can pull out the solo carry. It is going to be difficult for sure, though. Ashe, once she gets to 4 or 5 items, she can definitely be very, very scary. But I think that that point is still very far off, and I'm not entirely sure that it is going to be possible to reach that point, even. Right now, we are just kind of posturing, looking for mistakes of the enemy team. The lane swap has been taken here by the red team, not by the blue team. Which is a little bit weird. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of this is. I think Tristana pretty good at taking towers. And pretty bad at, like, living versus this Jace here. You can see, oh my god, okay, Saint, well, Saint at this point just inting it out as the team fight occurs here in the mid lane, and the Ashe arrow already Didn't hit. Viego's not around. So Saint here still... Yeah, still wasting two people's time. So Herald will actually go over to the red team here, most likely. Blue team posturing to fight though, as Ashe will come in with a full HP bar here. Definitely not a fight that you can win, as Nidhur will pick up the Jace. But was it worth it? Teleport coming through. He might be a little bit late to this one though, as the absolute skirmish here. Nidalee will not find the kill onto the Kindred. Kindred will get herself out of there, but the fight is lost nonetheless. Herald goes over to the blue team, but is not picked up by anyone, so... Best we did is prevented. And yeah, angry Sejuani noises, as she complains that Viego could have teleported earlier. I think that killing Saint there is absolutely not relevant. I think that just teleporting for this one earlier would have been very good. But, you know, we did preserve the big shutdowns. And so, at the end of the day, this is not an absolute disaster. It's just a little bit of a speed bump here on our way to the victory. But, you know, definitely nothing that you can't handle. As the Ashe here working on that Trinity Force, of course. Getting herself some tankiness, getting herself some... Well, really just a lot of dueling power here. Yeah. Is that effective HP doesn't really matter in like a team fight, but in a 1v1, 2v1, 2v2 can be very, very strong. Now the question is that going to matter, right? Is it going to matter versus the Kindred, versus the Sejuani, versus all of that pressure that she's going to receive? Braum, of course, able to deal with quite a bit of it, but not all of it. So yeah, we'll see. Need her now playing the side lanes here without a teleport though, so he needs to move to the fights manually. Do you call that manually? You know what I mean. On foot, of course. Shutdown acquired. Using the ultimate here. So more money goes over to Ashe at this point. Nidalee is kind of there, but she's definitely not in the position that she wants to be in this game. Already quite weak. Does have a good amount of setup, so that's pretty nice, but yeah, still needs to be very careful with this. STK Saint will put a little bit of gold here into the enemy tower, take his recall and get a first move here. But yeah, as it seems, Nidhur doesn't really care about the wave right now, just cares about playing for kills, setting up this objective here. As you want to get the dragons from now on as quickly as possible, as it is very foreseeable that you are going to need the Elder Dragon to end this. As Ashe so far has shown that, you know, she can play an AD carry safe enough. And if that's the case, powering through Renekton, Braum, Jace can be a little bit difficult, as here Kindred caught out again. Given up shutdowns left, right, and center here, as Nidhur doesn't seem to be the focus. I'm not blaming the Kindred. This is just the red team kind of trying to make picks, trying to come back into the game. And it's worked out very well so far, as the Renekton does only have 2 kills, but both of those kills were pretty valuable ones. So you can imagine Renekton with the stat line of 4-5 here when it comes to the gold. As, ooh, the team fight is already over. Yeah, the transform here has been acquired as Ashe goes down. And at that point, there is nothing. But you can see that there is still quite a bit of staying power here for the red team, even though they lost their most valuable member. But yeah, this is exactly the problem. If Ashe goes down, the team fight is over. Ashe did go down. And this is exactly the issue, as we are just chasing Braum here. Not necessarily something that I agree with, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll take that one. Are looking for the Jace now, as it were. Going to use the ultimate to scale the wall. Dragon goes over to the blue team here. I don't know what Kindred is doing, but we could use your DPS. Alright, we'll look for the Jace here. Yeah, Jace is able to get out of here. We don't have ultimate. We do have the flash, but I don't think that flashing is worth it here. Ooh, Frozen Gauntlet though. The slow. Can't avoid it. Has another kill picked up here by Needher 9, 0, and 4. See if this is going to be the perfect game. Very calculated so far. Not really doing anything crazy. Not really finding any crazy all-ins. Going for a very safe build here as well with the Iceborne Gauntlet. This is, of course, textbook play if you are this ahead, if you have this many shutdowns. It's not necessarily advised to just go for more and more damage. As if you get CC'd and locked down by the Braum, Renekton, Ashe, then you just die no matter how much damage you have. Doesn't really matter, right? Okay. Another skirmish with Ashe getting caught out. Braum not able to move in front here. Ashe goes down again. That is Baron. As Nidri here just playing the side lane as he has his teleport available. He doesn't really care. At this point, just hitting the minions and looking at Baron. And this, yeah, I mean, this situation is gone. I don't know exactly what Nidalee is doing, but yeah. This one kind of ends with Ashe getting caught out two times in a row there. Not being able to soak up more minions, not being able to get any gold, any XP, any items. Level 15 into level 13 here for the Renekton. Definitely not something that you want to do even though you are Renekton. Okay, as Nidra is just going to teleport through here. The Ashe ultimate. I don't know what it hit, but at the end of the day, it's currently in orbit. Straight on the way to Mars, as here. Yeah, right now this is still the base is still uncracked. And the Baron will help us secure here the tier 2 turret for now. As the Tristana is able to deal massive damage to that turret. The engage coming out onto the Renekton, onto the Braum here. Braum not able to put up the shield here, and we are just able to walk down the Ashe. Don't really care. And now we have a very strong Needher here. And the Ashe, can we not? Okay, wait, guys, we're okay. Wait, what? We are just playing for stats here, huh? Yeah, just bolstering stats. Looking for more and more kills here. As the Jace getting caught out once again. Goes down to Needher. That's 11 kills. Oh, looking for number 12 here. Is Nidalee. Yeah, doesn't really care anymore. I mean, let's be honest, this one's over. Okay. 1108. Can we get the 12? Yes, can we get the 13? So now, yeah, I think this is where it ends. Kindred looking for another kill for herself here. And well, there we go. That's Needher demolishing another game. Of course, having the perfect jungler here for him in the Sejuani. And that was a pretty impressive performance, but if you look at it, it doesn't really look, and this is something that I want to stress, it doesn't really look like he's playing insane, right? But this is him controlling the waves permanently, finding good gank setups, and just his team also just playing around the strength of Viego in those fights. Very clean team fighting, and that is that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Do stay awesome.